big welcome. This is our second live inside the Skull community. The Skull community is a community for sensitive healers. So if you're here on Instagram and you want to join us, just go to my bio and the sign up link is there. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is creating a space for you to align with the energy of money. And so I put it together, a beautiful training for you. And it's my intention that supports you where you are. I hope you have a beautiful day. And let's dive right in to our live today, which is aligning with the energy of money. So without further ado, let's come here 100% present. And I want to invite you to do something that really, one thing is invite you to come and be present. Another thing is bring all your frequency, all your energy to be 100% here. And this is something that I teach my students when we have classes and all the good stuff. So take a moment and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. And now bring your attention to your ears. And once you bring your attention to your ears, visualize, imagine, invite your ears to actually get bigger, bigger, bigger. So you're gonna have like big ears energetically, and you're gonna tell your ears, your energy, your essence that always listen to your command when you are clear and aligned with what you're commanding. You're gonna tell to be 100% present, 100% absorbing of what is here for you. There's a reason your higher self, pop you here, and let's honor that. And let's choose to be 100% present. So imagine that your ears are getting bigger and are expanding their capacity to receive. At the same time, you're gonna open your first chakra and ground to the center of the earth. Open your crown chakra and invite your higher self to be here with you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now we are 100% present here. And I love to do this, like opening your ears, because I truly believe that anytime you learn something new, most of the time, you are going to get probably 20% of what is being taught. And that is the reason that I love so much to teach online classes, online, the way that my business is structured online, because you have the replays and you listen the first time, you may absorb 20, when you open your ears a little more, but then you have the replays to go through it again. And every time you go through it again, you are able to absorb a little more. So this is the beauty of online world. You get that gift that keeps on giving. And today, actually we're international here, so I am during the daytime here at my house. Is 10 a.m. now, 10:10, by the way. Today is about remembering who you truly are in relationship to abundance. And it's about learning how to align with the energy of money so you can stop chasing and start receiving with ease. Whenever you go somewhere, whenever you go through a phase in your life, there is two ways to go through that phase. You can go through the phase, looking at what's not working, or you can go through that phase choosing to align, choosing to receive deeper than the present situation is presenting you. And if it's a difficult situation, choosing to see that there is a gift behind every difficult situation that we may face in our life. So money has its own frequency. And when you learn to speak this language energetically, everything in your life is going to begin to reorganize around that vibration of money. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Patricia Misakian. I'm an intuitive mentor and founder of the Akashic Records Institute. And before I started teaching about Akashic records, intuition development, healing, all that good stuff. My background is actually in money coaching. I went from having a healing space, an in-person healing space in Los Angeles at the time, to start working. I went to many money certifications because the subject of money always, and still does, fascinate me. Because one of the things that I learned about both money and building a business is that both money and building a business is the most powerful container for self-growth. There is no other way, no other better way to learn about yourself, to understand what are we doing and how we are sabotaging ourselves in this beautiful thing that we call life. And so I love that the first thing that I learned about money is how you do money is how you do everything. And that is so true. Because if we have a messy relationship with money, and when I say relationship with money, I'm talking metaphorically, of course, right? And it's kind of like if, for example, and I love to see also through the lens of the Akashic records, because if you have memories somehow, any time in your life, most of those memories come from, childhood, but also a lot we continue occurring and making decisions about the life experience that we have. But most memories in childhood regarding money is how you saw your parents relating to money and how you make agreements with yourself based on what you saw, right? So if you, for example, if you have, and probably all of us have, right? Who here, either mom or dad or our caregivers, we wanted to be with them and they had to go to work and they say, no, I can't play with you today, I gotta go to work, So at that moment, you may choose to read that as my father abandoned me because of money, because he needs to go and make money. So you make crazy agreements with yourself, like I'm never gonna put money in front of spend an afternoon with my child because that was very important for you. But the other way that you can look at this is your father loved you so much that he had to not be with you in that afternoon so he could make money so that you could have the life that he wanted to provide for you that perhaps he didn't have in childhood. So sometimes, and that's like why I always say, there is a gift behind everything that happened to us, even when they are difficult situations. Sometimes people do crazy stuff in their mind. They think they're doing the good thing for them or for yourself. But we choose to read that as this or that, and we choose to make meaning of something that is not the real meaning of the thing. Did I lost you or I got everybody? So that's why we're going to explore how you can then today as an adult reattune to your field, to the frequency of money, until abundance becomes who you are, not what you chase. So my intention for you is that after today's life, you're going to leave with some new ideas, some reinforcement of the ideas that you have, and it's going to support you to continue growing and expanding and prospering in your life. So we're going to look at a few different angles. The first angle that I want to talk about is you manifest who you believe you are. Right, so this is coming from that the famous saying that you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are being. So if you want a red car just came in, you're gonna see a lot of red cars today probably. If you want a red car, right, and if you keep focus on the red car, depending on what your day-to-day actions may show up, may not, may take forever, but you would not have the desire to have a red car if there was not a future version of you that already have that wish fulfilled. However, what I'm talking about is the quantum space in between you without a red car and you with a red car. Today, where you are today, and when I'm saying that, I'm saying, if you take a moment now and I ask you to think about your bank account today, to think about the space that you live today, your house, the relationships inside your house, if you live with someone, everything about your life, because abundance is not just the money, right? It's about everything. So if I ask you to think about what is around you today, the money you make, your bank account, your house, your relationships, what are the spaces that you hang out? If you look at all of that and you base your desires on the current situation, you're probably never going to achieve your desires. Sorry to be blunt. So then, Patricia, why? Because everything that we talk about that is in the present in your life is simply a result of the choices, the actions, the thoughts, and your emotions about money that you had in the past. So everything that you created now, you created with what you learned up until now, right? In order to create something different, you need to change your thinking, your feeling regarding money, and especially regarding yourself, your self-worth. Who do you believe you are? What do you think it's possible to create? And this is actually, the good news is that this is the easy part. When you know what to do, when you know what steps to take, right? So, if you understand that, if we establish that what we see around our life today is just a representation of the past, of the choices from the past, the good news is that today we get to create different. And my intention for you is that you're going to live this life with a plan, very simple plan. It's actually something that I do every day and is my favorite 15 for me it takes 15 minutes because I really enjoy my morning time. So this is something that I do every day for 15 minutes and it has been making miracles, and I know it'll make miracles for you too. Who is excited? Who wants to give a high five? I'm so excited. Hashtag over there, because I forgot to say I'm a manifesting generator. So the more you bring your energy, leave in the comments. I actually don't see the comments right now, but I will see later. I only can see the comments on Instagram. Bring your love, bring your hashtag on live or the replay, because I'm a manifesting generator. The more I get your connection in all the areas that I'm present, more I can give, more I feel excited to give. So when you understand that, everything can change, because there are things, I don't want to jump ahead because we're going to talk about goals in a little bit, but that will just close this first thought, right? So if you're calling more wealth, but deep down you've been entertaining the identity of scarcity, the way of being of scarcity, guilt, fear, of course, your frequency is going to vibrate in the opposite direction of wealth. And then we wonder why we haven't got what we want yet. And the answer is, if I understand that this current reality that I created, no matter how good it is, right? Of course, I have a wonderful reality in my life, but of course I want more. Who doesn't, right? And sometimes you could be in a space that you deep down you do want more, but you're not saying you want more because you don't want to get disappointed and all that stuff. And so let's start unpiling that, because that is probably exactly what is in the way for you to make more and receive more, so you can actually give more, right? Because it's all, I see like this frequency of money, like this, all together, the giving and receiving, it's all together. So you wanted to be in alignment, and alignment means congruence, right? Your intentions, your actions, and your being all saying the same thing. So for example, if you want people to invest in themselves through your services, ask yourself, are you investing in yourself? through self-care, through trainings that, to things that light your heart. Or you're telling yourself, I'm only gonna start having a weekly massage when I make this amount of money. And it doesn't mean that you have to go out and like spend all your money, but if you can't do, if that is your desire to have a massage a week, for example, if you can't do that at the moment with your budget, how about you buy an oil and you massage your hands and connect it to, this is the first step. You start bringing that frequency to your body. And that's what I'm talking about, right? So look at, are you investing yourself in not only in money, but in terms of space, receiving, giving yourself. Are you receiving when someone offers you something, right? And that could be through many different areas, through self-care, through trainings that expand your capacity to serve, through, the time that you give to your own healing, right? Because unfortunately, most healers that I speak with, they are so tired. And when, I love to check, sometimes I offer those sessions that I can actually tune into the different areas of your life to help you to be aware of what is happening. It's very interesting that most healers that are in the frequency, the way that I see it, at least the way that I teach healing, you are a channel, and as the light comes through your hands, it also clears you. So I would expect to see healers with very high frequency in many areas, but that's not what happens. And this is because there is an imbalance in the giving and receiving. So if that's you, just pay attention to that and start making changes. Start looking at yourself. If you have a busy day, how can I give to myself first? And maybe in the beginning, you're gonna have to wake up 30 minutes earlier to do, some inner fusion, a beautiful technique that we teach here, or your own meditation or whatever that is, but create that space for yourself. And everything is going to start shifting for you, right? So, and that begins by remembering that you are already abundant. Right now, there is so much to be grateful for. But what most people do is, instead of look at everything that is to be grateful for, that is going to, those of you that have feng shui money know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about contraction and expansion here. If you look around and you choose to focus on what is to be grateful for, this is not a new conversation for many of you. I know that. I'm hearing some of you thinking that. But at the same time, what if you thinking that you heard that talk about gratitude before? It's actually what is in the way that truly be grateful for. Because what I'm talking about here is not the namaste gratitude. It's really be so grateful for your life, no matter where you are. That a simple thing brings you so much joy that looks like your heart is going to explode. Victor, I don't know his last name, he's a beautiful, beautiful man that wrote a beautiful, beautiful memoir when he was in the concentration camp. And I remember one thing that he said is, every day when he got that bowl with a spine of a fish and a head of a fish and that dirty water, he chose to look to that bowl and be grateful for. And as he quote, and that was what made him choose to live one more day and one more day and one more day until the day that he was able to leave that horrible place. So, how much do we take for granted in our life? And if we take a moment today to put into the perspective the things that we are complaining about and choose to see whatever our version is, choose to find gratitude for that fish head in the water. Because every single one of us, we all have our cross. No matter what, I have mine. But It's how you deal with it. How do you choose to live day by day? And I can guarantee you, my last 3 years were a choice to live day by day, no matter what. That's what shows you who you are and your power. And most of us healers have that opportunity to actually receive even the most challenging phases, seasons in our life, and choose to do something about it, right? So that remembers you're already abundant, and right now we all have air to breathe. We all have people who love us. We all have people who love us and sometimes don't know how to demonstrate that, but they do the best they can because that's what they know how to do. We all have ideas flowing through you. But when you give yourself this gift to be truly feel abundant, not because you are repeating a mantra, not because you're repeating that cute positive thing that you saw on the internet, but because you recognize truth, because that's when your frequency begins to shift, right? And you cannot think your way through abundance. You need to feel your way through abundance. And this is done by the simple exercise that we're going to close our time together today. So let's talk about heal your relationship with money. Most of us were never taught that money is energy. We were taught that money, is hard to get, that it disappears quickly, and perhaps you still use those things, right? That it creates tension, and those beliefs, what happens is when you live that, when you repeat that, they end up living in your body, right? So think about the things you probably grow up, and the things that the things that you unconsciously repeating to your children, right? Money doesn't grow on tree, that's a bad one. No, let's scrap that. The rich people are selfish, right? If you say that, if you hold that belief, how are you going to expect to be rich if you are calling selfish that you desire somewhere in some level, right? That is never enough. So let's pay attention on the things that we speak through our mouth, because your mouth, it's how your throat channel expresses itself. And it's a powerful channel of manifestation. That's what you call into being. Every single thing that comes out of your mouth, you're calling into being. So let's be more aware of what we're calling into being. Because if you are saying things, if you're making funny comments, funny comments like, oh, thank God it's Friday. You are, bringing that negative connotation to your Friday. What if you choose to make every day amazing? And actually, if you have, let's give an example, if you have a job that you don't like, that you wanted to get a better job, and all you think about the things that you don't like in your job, guess what? You are recreating that. Find the things in the job that you hate that you are grateful for. Well, there is a paycheck. May not be the amount of money you want, but there is a paycheck. That is something. That is the connections. That is, the vacations, the paid vacations, and all the good stuff. I don't have paid vacation. I pay for my vacations, right? So start being grateful for everything. So, and even if you are affirming abundance every morning, but your body doesn't feel safe holding it, it will find a way to push it away. That's why it's, most people do, affirmations in the wrong way. Affirmations are good, yes, but you gotta have some, you gotta bring some emotion to that. Right? So, you can't attract with one hand what you're repelling to the other. That's the biggest point here in the second thing that we are looking at, right? And, what are the other things? Maybe you learn that success means working hard. It's not. right? Maybe you saw people lose love because they made more money. Maybe you were told that wanting more money makes you greedy. So whatever that is, let those rise to surface. And once they do, comes a doggy. Once they do, release them. Say thank you. Thank you for coming here, for staying with me this time. Now it's time to let go, right? And then choose again. Choose to see money as what truly is. This neutral, live force that magnetizes what you already are. So many people are afraid that if I make more money, this will happen. People are not gonna like me. People will judge me. Maybe if I make more money, I'm gonna be more selfish because I think everybody that has money is selfish. No, money will amplify who you are. If you are selfish to begin with, you're going to be more selfish with money. If you're generous to begin with, you're going to be more generous with money. It just magnetizes what's already there. Nobody gets evil because they make more money. I'm not going to even get into that conversation about, the hand that holds power in the world. But nobody gets more evil because they make more money. They were already evil, right? So that's the energy here. Money just amplifies, right? And when you use money for services, for expansion, for freedom, it becomes sacred. And then you get to talk about money in a way that is authentic for you. And you get to call a lot of money in your life because you are, activating these frequencies that we are talking about here. And then we're going to talk about the last part before we go into our session, our exercise that I'm so excited to give it to you about. Emotions are frequency in motion. Every feeling that we have regarding money, So actually before, I'm going to put a side note here. I want you to think about your day-to-day. When money comes into your life and when money leaves your life, what are the feelings that come for you? For example, when let's say those of you that, I don't know, something pop on my Instagram, I have no idea what it is. Those of you that have your own business. Let's say you have your own business and you put Facebook ads money. You pay for Facebook in order to show your content for more people so you can impact more people, so you can help more people, for example. So I see a lot of people looking at their investing in Facebook as a bad thing, right? So this is an example. I love spending money in Facebook because when I pay for ads, I will visualize everybody that works for Facebook, receiving, their money is contributing for that company. The same way that when someone invests in themselves through my company, it contributes to all the people that I pay, to all the trainings that I do, to all the people that support me to make this huge house function, my garden and my support and everybody, right? So there are, money needs to flow. So whenever you're going to spend money in your bank, in your light bill, in your house, in your rent, in your mortgage, in the, let's say you borrow money to pay for your university, yet you may not even be doing that university anymore, but you still have the bill to pay. And most people will hold a grudge to that. Be very careful. Because at some point, that money that you borrowed to pay for the university, for example, it supported you in what you wanted. It is abundance that you receive it. So when you pay for those things, start shifting. Pay with gratitude. Regardless if you still use the thing or you don't use the thing, let it go. Because if you keep holding the grudge, guess what? You're going to attract that energy for yourself too. Right? So Emotions are frequency in motion. Every feeling either is going to expand you, most the feelings of gratitude will expand you. Or if you're holding a grudge about the money that you spend, it's going to contract you. And when you contract your capacity to receive too, right? So gratitude, joy, curiosity, trust, what is that? Expansion. And then fear, scarcity, comparison, anxiety, what is that? Contraction. So you can hold one or others. And that's the good thing. There is this research. First thing that I learned about money, I don't know why that froze. Uh-oh. Looks like my life froze. So the one thing that, the first thing that I love, that I learned when I went to all my money trainings, now I'm frozen on Instagram, like, so it's gonna stay because I don't know how to fix. So the first thing that I learned is this research that I learned, that I was fascinated by it, is that our brain don't have the capacity to hold two emotions at the same time. So you cannot hold expansion and contraction at the same time, which is a great thing, because if you know that, if you know you cannot hold expansion and contraction at the same time, guess what? If you feel contraction, you just need to shift your energy to expansion, and more expansion is gonna, and if you caught yourself going to the contractions, you just can get yourself back to expansion, right? And the thing is, money will not respond to effort. You will respond to frequency. So if you woke up anxious about bills, your task here is not to work hard, is to shift your energy. Go outside, feel your feet on the earth, breathe deeply, or open your window if you cannot go outside. Thank the universe, the creator of your life, whatever is your higher power in your life. My work is completely disconnected to a particular religion or, whatever it is for you. The higher power in your life, be God, the universe, the creator, whatever that is, right? So thank that higher power for one thing that is already working. Gratitude and abundance cannot exist separately. Gratitude is abundance in motion. So keep choosing expansion again and again. Even when fear appears, even when results aren't instant. Come back to your frequency, and that's how you train your body to hold more wealth without collapsing. So let's bring this to the practical. I was so excited to give you this exercise. Now I do have a coaching session in a few minutes, so I will go right into the exercise. And if we have time, we're gonna open the call here. Now I'm back on Instagram somehow, like some weird things are happening there. I don't know if you guys are listening. Yeah, I think we went live again. So anyways, this is very simple. Actually, no, I have a note here to talk about something else. Let's see what we have here. Okay, yeah, we got time. Okay. In my notes. So, bringing this to the practical. Think about money goals. Let's talk about money goals. And maybe you did some sort of exercise, in that way. I've done it many times, but I made a few switches, and a few months from now, and I experienced this exponential growth, and that's what I want to talk about here. So money goals. So you probably have a money goal. So think about whatever that money goal is, right? And if we are very blunt, with clarity, if we are very, very honest, we all have money goals. And the thing here is about money goals is you cannot truly control how much money you're gonna make, especially, and of course, I'm not talking about if you have, like I have recurring, I have, different programs that have recurring. So I know, how much the book of the recurring, but there are different things that come, and every month is different. Those of you that have your own business, is probably the same for you. And I'm not talking about that. And when I'm talking about like your money goal, like your year money goal, and we are getting close to the end of the year, it's one about that. What are the money goal that you had in the beginning of the year? Did you reach that? Did you not reach that? And it doesn't matter if you did or not, but the point that I wanted to make here about money goals is what you can control and what you can't, right? So, can you actually control that number that you just chose to choose, right? To put as that money goal? For me, the answer is no. I cannot control, because there are things that happen. I could be doing a launch and the internet could go off right at the time of the launch. And, I'm kind of giving ideas. I could hire someone to do a sales page and the person forgot to connect and I'm talking about all the things that happened in the last 11 years, right? So name it, I experienced it and I'm here, right? So we cannot control our money goal, right? And most people, they mix the service box and the money box as the same box. So at the moment that you do that you mix service and money, and then you have that money goal, and then you go into the race of I have to get this because I'm doing this, and it just started to get a little messy, right? Because the moment that you do that, scarcity takes over, and you know where it goes. But the question that I wanted to ask you is, what if you separate them? What if you no longer connect service with money? Just, stay, that may be a little weird for some of you, but stay here with me, right? Am I telling you that you have to do your service for free? No, that's not what I'm talking about, because then you're going to attract, not the right energy of people that are not ready to invest in themselves to do something about the investment. It's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking for you to separate money and service, right? And if you let the service be the devotion, your way to share your medicine, your way to be present in the world, and you trust that as you serve, more opportunities to serve will find you. And through that, money flows in ways you never imagined. So I want you to have that for you as you go on from now in your business, in your life, in everything that you do. The universe isn't asking you to beg for what you want. It's asking, why are you asking for so little when I'm here to give you so much more? So when you put the money and the service in the box, you're asking for little. You're asking for what you think you can handle. And the universe wants to give you so much more. And the universe giving you so much more could look like you find a $10 million house for $1 million. That was my case. Crazy. You become this like crazy miracles in motion because you're no longer attaching your service to the money. And I'm not saying you're going to do your service for free. I absolutely do not do service for free, because I know that the transformation comes in the transaction for my client. You see what I'm talking about? So I'm saying what I'm talking about here is stop forcing service and money into the same tight container. Just let them be true breathing energies, where you choose to give in the way that you wanted to give. Maybe you're going to give money to, your favorite charity. Maybe you're going to do, videos offer a healing session here and there. I do a lot of that. My YouTube channel is full of beautiful frequencies that help those that at the moment are not ready to go into a deeper container with me. But that is a living, breathing energy. And then, you know, amazing clients show up and just ask me to work with them. You know, my investments just shoot up like they did. You know, it's like crazy things. Just by letting go of holding on so tight to what you've been holding on so tight, especially the challenges. If you start shifting how you see the challenges in your life, everything is going to shift for you, right? And then what happens, you no longer obsess over money goals. You tune into your desire. And it's like, no, so I cannot even think about, no, I'm not saying that. Ooh, it'd be so cool. So it's kind of like the way that I hold is like, I just tune to all, you know, all the opportunities that I have around me, the money, the family, the house, the everything. Like my pets, right, that I love so much. I remember when I used to be a child, I used to live in an apartment with my mom, and my biggest dream was to have a dog. Today, I have 4 and a cat. Cat just came in as a bonus. And we all get along, the cat, the dog, like, you know, just, you know, it's just crazy. So the dogs, the 4 Cane Corso dogs, Cane Corsos are not Chihuahuas. They are huge and they like to come in the house. We let them come in the house, but then the cat comes in and then the 4 dogs go through. They almost run you over, and it's just like, but I love that. It was the biggest desire was to have 1 dog, and I have 4 today. How cool is that, right? So tune into whatever it is your desire. How beautiful it would be to receive that money. You can tune in, but start with, I'm so grateful for the money I have in my bank account. It supports me today to pay my light bill, whatever that is, right? And how cool it would be to get more. It's not about, you know, focus on a specific number. It's just like excitement for what is to come. Because the more you are in that frequency, the more you attract. So I'm gonna close today with this simple exercise. Simple, simple, simple. And this is my favorite time of the day. I don't do anything in my day without doing that first. I have my little notebook. It's right there next to my delicious chair. I have this like very fluffy chair. So I get on my fluffy chair right there. And I get my notebook and I write 5 things. I like to do different things every day. 5 things that I'm grateful for that are around me. So I can, you know, whatever comes pops into my mind. Ooh, having this delicious tea right now, you know, watching, we have like toucans that come here to visit, monkeys sometimes, and then this other animal that it's only from Brazil, the crazy animal with a big nose, I don't know the name now. So it's like the eagles are my favorite when the hawk, there's a hawk that sometimes she comes and she just looks like, transmission, Patricia, are you getting it? And I'm like, okay, I've stopped what I'm doing to connect with her. Anyway, so whatever it is for you that is present, you know, nice warm bed to sleep, 5 things that you're grateful for that are present in your life. Then 5 things that you are creating. And here is the biggest, like, cherry on the top. When you write about the 5 things you're manifesting, I want you to write 5 things that you are manifesting that you can control, not the money goal. And again, in the past, I used to do the money goal, but once I made this switch, everything changed. And so, for example, let's say, I'm going to give an example if you have your business. I feel so rich that every day I get to receive, to make an action that is going to open the gateway for amazing clients to show up in my life. 1 action a day. If you do 1 action a day in your business, you don't even go to a year, like at the end of like 90 days, you have no idea how much you have evolved, right? You don't have to do everything at the same time. It's one tiny action every single day will, as that saying, like a journey of 1,000 miles begin with one first step, right? Tao. So that's what I'm talking about here. So these 5 things that you're manifesting, what if you connect these 5 things that you're manifesting with what you can control? Your behaviors, your actions, how you react to things. If you're going through a different relationship with someone, what if what you write here, I'm so grateful to each day be more and more centered and aligned when I have difficult conversations, right? So, in the case, if you get triggered by, that particular relationship in your life. So I want you to write 5 things that you're manifesting that are connected to either your actions or your behaviors or your habits. Those 3 things are going to be crazy, wild, bring crazy, wild shifts and manifestation in your life. Beautiful, huh? So I wanted to, first of all, check in. How is everybody doing? Leave your comments in the chat. I lost the comments from Instagram because it froze. I'm still frozen with that face, like with the mouth open and looking in the air, like very odd. Probably I'm gonna delete that video or not. I'm just gonna leave it. But anyways, there is something coming up, and this is something that that came to me yesterday. And when one of the things that I do, like when an idea come to me, I listen. And this is a little crazy, but I'm very excited about it. It is a very generous invitation, and for those of you that feel called to receive a deeper support. So I will ask your permission to, at the end of this video, share a little bit about it, and then if you wanted to learn more, just send me a message. You know where to find me, and I probably will update my links and send an email about it if you are receiving my email. So this is an invitation that is going to support you between now and the end of this year. It's a skip. There will be a leap coming later, but if for those of you that are going to be on this skip is like between now and the end of December. It's a skip. So this is like skips and leaps. I've been playing with that energy. So this is a skip for those of you that perhaps we haven't worked together. You wanted to get your toe in, your toe in the water. So I have an invitation to support you and continue raising your frequency until the end of this year. So this is a beautiful container where you're going to receive daily remote energetic support. You're going to receive weekly live Akashic clearing. You're going to receive a full day, 6 hours immersion that we're going to do to connect with your intentions to prepare you for the next year. And this container with so much more. There's more. That container, the intention of this container is to align your field for next year. So instead of the like what most people are when it gets to the time, just like no, we're going to get grounded, centered, aligned, and focus in what you're calling in the coming year. So this mini program is called Vision Gateway Trilogy. That is created for you if that is something that you're looking for. To close this year strong and be completely aligned and focused in what is to come. So it's a little less than 2 months sacred experience designed to help you close 2025 in clarity, high frequency, and direction. So you can begin 2026 anchored in your next level of wealth, visibility, and purpose. So inside, you're going to receive 2 rounds of our remote healings, which is called Frequency You're Receiving. You're going to receive weekly live Akashic healing session. You're going to receive the Vision Immersion, which is a 6-hour live plus a rite of passage experience. And this is crazy. And it's gonna be more crazy when I share the investment. And the first 20 people are going to receive a private remote healing to anchor your intentions for 2026. Plus a bonus ceremony, which is like my all-time favorite, this session, Out of the Old, In with the Gold. This is the session on the 31st. So together, all these activations are $974. However, because we are in this Black Friday special, and was this the number that my guides gave to me, and I love it because I love this number. So for between right now and the next few days, this is only open for 3 days or so. You can get all that and the private session if you are one of the first 20 to join for only $333. That, yes, you heard right. So it's going to be available for the next 3 days. Send me a message right away if there is something that you want, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun from between now and the end of the year. So guys, I do have to go because I have a session in 20 seconds, and it's like, I'm so proud of myself. That I actually, everything that I put on my notes that I wanted to share with you, we got it, and I still have 4 seconds, and I'm always punctual. I always, if you say I'm gonna be there at 10, I'm gonna be there at 10. So I apologize, I'm gonna have to close both lives. And what I want to invite you to do, I see so many beautiful faces, those of you that are here live on this call. Leave a comment below, leave your questions. I would love to hear from you. What was the biggest aha in today's session? I truly hope that supported you and that you enjoy receiving. And I thank you for your time, for being here with me. And I will, once I finish my coaching session with the Global Healing, we have the first, today is one of the first sessions. So if you are in Global Healing, I'll see you in 2 seconds. So guys, love you, and I will see you soon. Leave your comments and questions. I'd love to be able to open today, but I will extend a little bit. So I'll see you later. Take care.